sisters, our next artist is a man who is extremely talented, not just as a singer and a musician, but as a writer as well. He wrote a beautiful song, which is on the CD that I mentioned earlier, about our great William Wallace.
I wrote this song about 25 years ago and sent it to the BBC and they banned it. And it was just a historical song. But they didn't like the sentiment. Well, the sentiment's still alive. This is my land, I stand beside my brothers. Each man here to face this day of destiny. We answered the Bruce, not for greed and not for gain. We fight only to be free. For days I have walked across the moorland, leaving far behind the glen where I was born. And a frightened crying woman carrying my child, I trust in God that I will live to hold my son. This day brings a Scottish dawn, and freedom is the right of every man. We give our all here today, so our children can say, this is our land, and we are Scotland's sons. Now we will face this hour together. We may fear, but we will never run. And we will pay the cost, though many good friends will be lost. Tomorrow our flag will fly again. This day brings a Scottish dawn, and freedom is the right of every man. We give our all here today, so our children can say, this is our land, and we are Scotland's sons. On this Coxet Hill, we gathered to the Saltire. When we are long gone, our sons of sons will say, they stood behind the Bruce, not for greed and not for gain, but on this Borestone field they died that we be free. This day brings a Scottish dawn, and we've taken all that any nation can. We give our all here today, so our children can say, this is our land, and we are Scotland's sons. And if we die here today, we die for Scotland's sons. Thank you very much. Every April there's a bunch of us go up to Culloden, and on the eve of the anniversary of the battle we go into the battlefield carrying burning torches, and at midnight we have a ceremony at the cairn and the battlefield for the men that fell there. It's always extremely atmospheric and pretty short because it's always Baltic. A few years ago we were walking off the field in Barton in darkness after the torches had burned out. One of the guys said to the man who was walking next to him, Says, do you think the young men that lie here appreciate that we come every year? And just as he said that, all the torches burst back into flames again. Just in May this year, we eventually managed to get a flagpole down at Stirling Bridge. Now that maybe doesn't sound like a big deal, till you bear in mind that for the first time in over 700 years, the Saltire now flies proudly and permanently at Stirling Bridge. It's a song that I wrote in 2005 for William Wallace's funeral service, because he'd never had one for 700 years. But we gave him one. I want to dedicate this today to all the patriots who never made it this far. All the people who felt in their hearts exactly as we do today, but didn't live to see the day when all we have to do is to reach out and take our nation back. The Saltire now flies proudly at Stirling Bridge. It won't be long till it also flies proudly outside the United Nations building to proclaim us as a free nation and equal to all the other free nations in this world.